Okay, so we're gonna continue on the 7.3. We're gonna go ahead and just torque these injectors down. And the spec, I didn't even set the torque wrench. So, spec is 108. And I set it for 110 just for ERV calculation. And you really never know. That's that one. Okay. There's that one. So I can keep my hand in this angle. That's tight. Very, very bad to drop it like that. Okay, that one's tight. Now we're in the back one. Shit. I didn't get a socket.
The actuator going bad on the throttle.
Oh.
It's electronic and it's drive-by-wire, then because there's too many codes for that. So
What does it say? Let's see.
it's got throttle close position, minimum throttle position not learned.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why it's giving me the hint, because of the not learning.
Gotcha. Okay. Here's that one. Okay. The injectors are torqued. They get torqued to 108 inch-pounds. Those are good. Glow plugs are in. This thing's very messy, so we want to wipe down the mating surface first. Try not to get... It's really not dirty. I just want to make sure it's clean, so we don't have no leaks. These are pretty good about not leaking now. Okay, so that looks good. Now we're gonna put our new valve cover gasket in. It's a brand new gasket with a harness from Ford, you know, just so it's good. So you want to pull these up. These are kind of a pain in the butt. So you want to get the gasket to sit in there first, like that. And then I usually just go around and try to put the glow plug on that side, in the back where it's at. Then these are kind of finicky, so you have to kind of feel it. But let me get one closer up here. You can see a little bit better. And you'll find it, you'll pop it in, and it'll go right in, and it locks in like that. And then the glow plug. These are a little fun. I usually use a pair of needle nose pliers. You want to point it down and grab it at the back, and then guide it onto the top of the glow plug. This is kind of a pain in the butt to do. And you want to make sure, see how it's on all the way? You want to make sure you poke them, because I've had them not sit on all the way. And it's real glow plug code when you're done. And guess what you get to do? You get to take it back apart again. And when also on these 7.3s, you got to make sure number 7, or sorry, not number 7, number 8. This is number 8 in the back. You want to make sure it has an LL on the back. An LL means that it's for the rear. I'm getting oil everywhere. These are new injectors. I just blew the, I blew all the cylinders out right now, just to make sure it's all, that it's not going to hydrolock when we go and start it. I always vacuum the cylinders out, but you can only ever get so much out of there. So I vacuum them and then put the injectors in, and I gently tap the engine over until there is there's nothing coming out of the cylinders anymore, just compression. Because last thing I do is put this thing back together and have it be hydrolocked or start. You know, it shouldn't start that quick anyways, because it's got to build up high pressure oil. But it's not something you want to do. You don't want to bend a rod in this. It'd be a bad day. This one's kind of a pain. You'll feel it when it starts, and I just usually just push them down. That one's good. And then these locks, you got to be careful with those, because I've had them where I slid the valve cover on and it popped off. So you want to kind of double check your work. It's mostly on the passenger side that it does. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get it bite on this one. It's kind of being a pain in the butt. It's really hard to see back there. Gotta use my night vision. I'm gonna use my finger to guide it on because I really can't see back there. Okay, that one's on. Now we're gonna do number 8, which I don't think you guys can see. We're gonna do it the same exact way we did those other ones. And this thing, we got it kind of messy, so when we're done, we're gonna clean it all up. Make it look really good when we're done. It's just, these things are just messy. You can make them not messy, but we'll clean it. We have to clean it up anyway, so figure it out. Just go through and wipe it all down. Okay. Back one. Oop. It's on. Okay. So all the glow plugs are on that side. We're good. Okay. Now we're just gonna set the valve cover down. Valve cover does have some oil in it, which that's from turning it over. Make sure that rag don't get stuck in there. There's that. And you want to plug this back in. And make sure it locks. These are really problematic with falling out. Studs, pretty sure on this one they go, one goes right here. And then the other one, there's only 2 studs on this side. They both go right here for the bracket for the wiring. And I always like to start these bolts out by hand first. Because if you try to tighten one and then that one dropped, at least it hit the ground. You try to tighten one, you usually end up at the end, you put the last one in, it won't line up and you'll fight it. So I do one at a time. Just start them by hand. Once you get them started, then you can go to town and crank on them. And there's one in the back. In the back corner, this one's pretty easy. We'll try to get that one in a little bit more than the rest. And don't forget that one right there. And if you're watching this, before you take this apart, don't take this off. We have a new technician here and he's still learning, so don't ever take this off. The 2, I think they're Phillips. Just use a little wrench and loosen this. Because these O-rings, when you take it apart, they're gonna swell and they're such a pain in the butt to find. Okie dokie. So these are 13 and or ½ inches. I think they're half, but I've used 13. I've never had a problem with them. And see what I'm doing? I'm not following my rule. I gotta grab the one I dropped. So what's the guess? Is it gonna go in or not? I think it will. It's usually the 6 liters or the pain in the butt ones. You have to do that a little bit. It's always good practice to start them off first. So when you're done, it's perfect. No, remember if I tighten that one? That one's tight. Okay, now we're into the back one. The back one. Gonna have to do by hand. So usually, I think I use this semi-deep 13. I don't remember if I use a semi-deep or a short. But let's try this semi-deep and see if it fits. Yeah, it fits. You can probably get away with a deep, realistically. And I'll start wiping stuff down. Okay, it's tight. I'm gonna take my rag, wipe up the edge. Like I said, I made a mess. I just want it clean. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. The other side just the same way.